Okay, well, there's the first row again. The red car, the one on the left that we were watching a moment ago, number 20, Larry Dixon, and number 18, Johnny Rutherford. In the second row, 41 will be Greg Weld with the cage over his car. Number 16 will be Gary Bettenhausen. Third row, number 1, Mario Andretti. Number 2, Al Unser. There you see the cage. Just went through your picture. Number 9 is Mike Mosley, 14 McElreath. The other cars moving through the picture. Another of the roll cage cars making their first appearance, and there you saw the third one coming into the picture. That certainly could be the coming thing in all branches of racing. Further protection for the driver. The base car is still out in front. And there's the first row again. Dixon in his unaccustomed pole position in this kind of racing. And incidentally, remember, they're racing on a dirt track for the first time this year. Dirt tracks are limited to this state fair circuit, and they'll be moving on from here to Des Moines, Illinois for another one, and later to Indianapolis. Tomorrow, of course, they'll be racing on a paved surface at Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Ontario, California, that big 500-mile race on the new track out there September 6th. And we will be at Indianapolis Fairgrounds when they have the Hoosier 100. There's a couple of their roll cage machines side by side for the moment. Let's see if we're going to get a start. Getting in line, looks like we might get the green flag from starter Shim Malone. 100 laps scheduled, which will be 100 miles. A 1-mile track, used more often for harness racing as it has been since before the turn of the century, but once a year for an automobile race. Looks like they're going to get another pace lap before they begin.
And what do you know, Jim? The sun is coming out.
For the first time on this long Saturday afternoon in Illinois, the sun is in fact shining through the clouds. There's the first row again. Remember, Dixon, number 20, Rutherford, 18, Greg Wells, cage, Al Unser, number 2 there. Number 3 was Bobby Unser, the red car that went through. They're going to take the final pace lap by themselves. The pace car is off the track, so they'll go around lined up just as perfectly as they can be. I wonder what they'll take the green flag.
I wonder what's running through the minds of the rookies. Here they are, at the bottom rung of the ladder leading to the big time. Every driver in the competition is a stranger to them. They don't know the idiosyncrasies. They don't know the car. It's the first time they've been in a particular automobile. It's rather a difficult position to be in, I'm sure.
It sure is. Each man out there with some particular little problem of his own. Mario Andretti in a brand new car, and with a very fresh memory of last week in Austria when he got upside down in his Formula One racing car and had a very dicey bit of racing luck. A.J. Foyt, who obviously would be a little bit worried about his dad who's in the hospital in Houston and watching the telecast today. Each man on the track, as each man in life, with his own personal thoughts and problems going through his mind. Problem number 1, of course, to these men, and the one they must concentrate on, is the race at hand, 100 laps of danger here in Illinois.
Larry Dixon, the driver of the pole position car, is leading in the point standings for the sprint championship, and he's a member of the STP team, and in order to stay on it, he's going to have to show well. Here they come now, Jim.
Well, Larry has the best chance today. He's on the pole as they come to take the green flag from Jim Malone, and there they go. They're off. Greg Wells is trying to make a move early, but it's Johnny Rutherford out in front going into the first turn, and they didn't get the green flag. How about that?
Yeah, they sent him around one more time, Jim. At the last moment, Malone pulled the green in and hung the yellow out.
Well, they fooled me because they obviously had started to move, and Weld was moving up on the outside, and then he did withdraw the green flag, put out the yellow again, so now they have to get back into order.
Malone apparently didn't like the way the tail enders were strung out, Jim. The early cars looked good, but back in the field they were strung out a bit, and it was sort of a ragged start. They'll tighten up now, and they are tightened up over there in turn number 3 of this oval 1-mile dirt track here in the state capital, and this time perhaps we'll get the green flag for good.
Okay, Shim, you faked me out the last time. Let's watch that green and yellow even more closely this time as they come around the turn. Begin to accelerate again. Well, there it is, the green flag out, and they are in fact racing. Johnny Rutherford taking the lead, but now it is Dixon trying to slide down below him. They're just about side by side. Rutherford up high is taking over the lead as they come out of turn number 2 and into the back straight for the first time. It is Johnny Rutherford in car number 18. In second place, Larry Dixon. And in third place, Greg Weld. Al Unser is 4th, and Mario Andretti is 5th in his brand new racing machine.
One rookie's already out, Jim. Toby Tobias, number 77, has pulled in the pits. Apparently never took the green flag.
Coming around for the finish on lap 1. And it is Johnny Rutherford in the lead, closely pursued by Larry Dixon. Craig Weld is third. Al Unser fourth. Mario Andretti fifth. But Al Unser is beginning to move up. He's the man we might keep an eye on. The current leader of the point standings, but now Al has slowed down. I think Mario got a little bit in front of him, and Mario has moved up into third position. So it's Rutherford, Dixon, and Andretti, the STP cars running 2 and 3. Then Craig Weld, and then Al Unser. On the second lap of 100 scheduled, they finally got underway just a minute ago here as the sun began to shine in Springfield.
Greg Weld, the number 41, is called at the pits, and he is out of it early.
Okay, it's still Johnny Rutherford and Larry Dixon. Mario Andretti third, Greg Weld fourth, and Al Unser fifth. Gary Bettenhausen is now fourth. But Al Unser is trying to pass him, and there he goes. And another car comes spooking into the pits with a blown engine.
Bruce Walkup, number 98.
And they come to the start-finish line. Mario Andretti has hit the wall. The report they got, I didn't actually see it happen. But some debris did come off his car.
Now, Jim, that Mario threw that out of the side of the car. Whatever it is, it was some part of the car that Mario just threw out. He apparently grazed the wall in the corner, came down the straightaway, and the number 1 car looks okay at this point.
Okay, well, Al Unser has just passed Larry Dixon. That we can tell you. So Al Unser is on his way for the lead. In first place is number 18, that's Johnny Rutherford. Remember the surprise second place qualifier at Indianapolis. And now Al Unser is second. Larry Dixon is third. Gary Bettenhausen is fourth. And Andretti is dropping back, and I think he is going to come off the racetrack. Mario Andretti pulling into the pit area. And whether he makes that left turn or not, no, he's not going to do that. They're going to try to fix whatever it is that's wrong with his machine. Larry Dixon is also slowing down, so it's a bad lap for STP. The racing team of Andy Granatelli. Meanwhile, Johnny Rutherford is breezing along with the breeze in first place. Al Unser is second and giving him chase. They are the 2 cars that sat on the pole and the other and second place at Indianapolis this year.
Mike Mosley, number 9, is fourth, and Bobby Unser, number 3, is fifth now. He's got a good race to settle down, Jim, and the drivers are finding the groove. There's Dixon, and number 20, calling in the pits. As you said, a tough break for Andy Granatelli, just keeping 2-car team in the race today.
And there's a look at Al Unser as he gives chase to Johnny Rutherford. Rutherford the leader in car number 18, Al Unser in number 2. Rutherford has a lead of about 75 to 100 yards as they flash past the start-finish line again, and we'll return to Springfield in a minute. The race goes on live, and there's the leader at Springfield, Illinois. Number 18, Johnny Rutherford. Number 2, Al Unser is in second place. Number 16, Gary Bettenhausen is third, but there is the yellow racing car of Johnny Rutherford. Dirt track cars, and watch them as they work the wheel. A closer look at the lead car. There you see the man and his machine, and watch the arms and the adjustments he has to make as he comes through these turns. Rutherford the leader, followed by the Indianapolis 500 winner of this year, Al Unser. Third place, Gary Bettenhausen. And in fourth place, Mike Mosley in car number 9. Johnny Rutherford is really showing him a little something here this afternoon, Chris. Al Unser is not significantly making up the difference so far.
Well, A.J. Foyt has changed his groove. Would you believe that after all this rain, the inside of the track is getting dry, and A.J. is moving down low in an effort to improve his position. He's down deep in the pack, but Rutherford is really churning the dirt here, rocking it around. There he is, the number 18. 10 laps down of this 100-lap contest, and look at him work that wheel. He's turning to the right to go through a left-hand corner and steering with the throttle. And this is the excitement the fans here in this packed grandstand at the Illinois State Fair have paid to see.
Bobby Unser in car number 3 has moved ahead of Mike Mosley, and we have an automobile on the race track. No yellow flag.
At AJ Foyt.
AJ pulling into the pit area. There are no formalized pits here because technically they're not supposed to be any pit stops, so they just pull up alongside the wall, and that's AJ right here on the home stretch, now being pushed back out of the race course. This has cost him valuable time, however, and it looks like AJ will not be a factor today. The leader still is Johnny Rutherford, more closely pursued now by Al Unser in car number 2. They're going into turn number 3 right now.
Bobby Unser in number 3 is closing in on his brother Al. Before it's over, we may have a brother act for the number 2 position, or perhaps even for number 1.
But as they come down the home stretch again, Johnny Rutherford. Rutherford in first place, about 25 yards now ahead of Al Unser. And then a fairly big gap. And then we have Gary Bettenhausen and Bobby Unser. Let's go down now to Jim Wilson with Mario Andretti.
Mario, you had problems down there. What was the problem?
Suspension broke and the car just hard to wheel for me in the corner, and that's it.
Do you think the fact that you weren't quite ready today was a problem?
Well, it's a new car, and we'll just have to reinforce whatever broke.
Did the car handle well when you first started racing?
Action on the track.
Should be all right. No particular
Looks
problem.
like at least another blown engine. I didn't see that car hit the wall or anything.
That's engine trouble. That's Will
Boy.
Cagle, the rookie, Jim, in the Gene White Chevrolet. He guided it out of the way. In his rookie performance, he has done very good, but he may be scalded. The radiator, we talked about overheating before. Here's a case of a car overheating and now the hose bursting, and Cagle may have scalds on his legs. We certainly hope not, but that is usually the case when a cooling hose does break on a car, such as happened to that number 12 Daniels Cable Vision Spectre.
The action on the racetrack goes on, and we'll return to Springfield in a minute. They're running under the yellow flag now after that blown engine, overheated engine actually. Johnny Rutherford still the leader in the Springfield 100. We're coming to you live, remember. Second place, Al Unser. And in third place, number 16, Gary Bettenhausen in the race that is named after Gary's father, the late Tony Bettenhausen. The action going on, as we said, under the yellow flag, and that's going to slow things up even more than they have been. We are going to have to leave you now. We would like to complete this race live. However, ABC is running a network. There are other programs, other commitments, and we're going to have to leave you at our regularly scheduled time. This is going to go on for quite a while, it looks like. However, we will have a report on the result of the race at 7:30 this evening, Eastern Daylight Time on ABC. A result on who wins the race will be on ABC. We're very sorry not to be able to stay here and complete the automobile race for you, and if you've followed us through the years of almost 10 years now, you know that if it was any way conceivable, we would stay on. However, we've just about started this automobile race. We'd have to be running into all sorts of programs and completely fouling up the network and particularly our local stations, our affiliate schedule, and we don't want to do that. So very shortly, we're going to have to leave you probably while the yellow is still being hung out here at Springfield, Illinois, and remember there will be a report on the winner of the race at 7:30 Eastern Time, presuming that it's over by then. At least they'll tell you exactly what the status of the race is at that time. It's too bad that we had the heavy rain here last night and that it took so long to dry out the track. However, there was simply no alternative. You're not going to send these men out on a racetrack to fulfill a television schedule. And there is Gary Bettenhausen, isn't that number 16, on the backstretch out of his car, and it doesn't look like he knows any more than we do exactly what is wrong with it.
He was in third place.
Yeah.
Jim, and can you imagine this happened under the yellow flag?
Yeah, that's right. Whatever happened to Gary's car happened under the yellow flag. Doesn't look like he hit anything. He just seems to have come to a stop. So that's going to be a problem for him. As they stand now, it's Johnny Rutherford, the leader, and Al Unser in second place. And now in third place is Bobby Unser. So it could be a battle of the brothers, along with Rutherford, the fellow who was a surprise second place qualifier at Indianapolis this year, but then dropped out in the early going. So that's going to be about it. We've had our look at the Illinois State Fair, and we'll have our look at the rest of the race. Sorry that you won't today, but you will hear the race. For now, this is Jim McKay, speaking also for Chrissy Kanamaki and Jim Wilson, saying so long from Springfield, Illinois. Air travel arrangements made through and promotional consideration furnished by TWA, the Sportsman's Airline. Whether you're a sports spectator or a participant, TWA is your kind of airline. We go where the action is. This has been an ABC Television Network sports presentation.